This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV. We're in the City Hall here in Hull for the weigh-in for Eye of the Tigers, featuring Luke Campbell. What are you doing?
Nothing, just... doing?
Oh, FROCH can do it, but...
He's special though, isn't he?
Let's just go straight into it, because like, that was a strange old Ringside yesterday. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Very
did you
good.
enjoy it?
Very good. I watched it about 2 o'clock this morning, and a couple of people tweeted me and said, Coogan, can you ask...
Must have been difficult hallucinating while you were watching it.
What are you on about? Hallucinating?
Yeah.
Why?
2 o'clock in the... Well, you know.
No, I don't know.
Ah.
Say what you mean.
Well, you had Tank round, didn't you?
You don't... Listen, Tank ain't happy with you, by the way.
That's alright. Tank, give me a call.
Give him a free ticket. You've upset him.
Tank can have a free ticket, just not to FROCH GROVES.
Right. First of all,
yeah.
Can you just explain to us? You're sitting in the middle of GROVES and FROCH.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Carl FROCH stroking the back of your neck and your ear?
Have you seen my neck? It's lovely. He told me that I think he was gonna really put it on me, up the leg and everything, but he just started doing it, and I was trying not to laugh because obviously you can see the monitor, right, and we're watching the other scene, and all of a sudden I just saw his hand. I'm thinking, oh no. I can't say, Carl, what the fuck are you doing? Because obviously it's on camera. So he started just tapping my shoulder first of all, like this, and I didn't do anything. And then it just started creeping up and then playing with the ears and all sorts. It was.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not really. It was quite amusing. I was just trying not to laugh. The whole thing was really surreal because obviously you saw what you saw on camera, but you didn't see the stuff that was going on off camera, and it was probably 20 times worse. I mean, they're non-stop at each other with no cameras on, and I'm in the middle, and you got George saying to me and Carl, I bet you can't wait till I knock this chump out, me and you're going to make so much money. And then you got Carl telling George about his hair and how bad it is, and it's like, it was like, but it was very, very intense. I mean, a lot of people said to me, oh, you look really uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. You know, I mean, you're in the middle and you got one bloke bitching to you about the other bloke, and you got the other bloke bitching to you about the other bloke, and it was, you know.
Has FROCH ever tried it on with you before?
No, it was the first time, which is a bit worrying because you know, it's never good to become aroused during camp. Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously got a little bit of a thing for me, but he's a wind-up merchant. He was a lot calmer than people thought he was. Like, you know, like I've seen a lot of people going, he looked really wound up, but he didn't really seem that wound up to me.
I want to ask you about some comments that Carl FROCH made to George Groves in the middle of that interview, relating to his promoter, who his promoter was, his deal with you, whatever you want to say. So can you just clarify exactly?
Yeah, it was nice to see him bickering over who was a matchroom fighter and who wasn't. George Groves signed a 3-fight deal with us earlier this year. This is the 3rd fight because the one in Germany wasn't counted as one, but it had an expiration date on it of 31st of September. So this could be his last fight, or it's already expired. It's irrelevant in this particular fight, but whatever happens after this fight, without any looking at it, he's a free agent. You know, I didn't think that now was the right time to discuss a new deal with him, because I would think he'll want to stay with us anyway, and you know, obviously if he wins the fight, then he's going to want to be a Sky box office fighter. And obviously my relationship with Carl, I didn't feel the need to put pressure on George to sign a new contract or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's relaxed. We've spoke about it. He said to me last night that me and him are going to make some serious money when he knocks out Carl FROCH. So you put him in the ring together and say good luck.
Does his matchroom career is dependent on?
No, not at all. No,
listen,
there's a future for George Groves with us, whatever happens. But I think because of the size of the fight and the complexities of the original contract, I'm not the kind of person. You get some promoters that would have made him sign a new deal before he signed this one, sometimes even on the day of the fight, but I'm not going to pull those strokes. So good luck to him, and I'd love him to be part of the team, win, lose or draw, in the future. But it's
So
up to him, isn't it?
if you was just to say a straight yes or no right now, is Groves a Matchroom fighter? You would say
Probably not. No. I mean, like I say, this is his third fight, but there was a deadline of when that had to happen, which was the 31st. So effectively, could be really. It hasn't really been discussed.
So when he referred to himself as the outside fighter, that's
not really. I mean, he'd be treated like everyone else. Respect. I mean, he's a good bloke, great fighter, and I hope he has a future with Matchroom, whatever happens. But it wasn't the right time to start trying to nail him down to a contract. And obviously, with my relationship with Carl, all these questions about who are you going to be supporting, who are you going to be walking out with. Do you know what I mean? It's not really about that. It's about the fight. Two great fighters, and we'll chat after, win, lose or draw. I'm sure we'll be working with him again.
Towards the end of that ringside, like you just mentioned now, you said that Carl was a lot calmer than what may have appeared on the TV. But he looked like, it did look like at the end that Groves had slightly got into him a little bit. I don't know, just what it seemed like.
Yeah, it was just like it was a relentlessness, wasn't it, from George? Where, I mean, you got to understand. You look at the history of the day. George Groves has been at Sky probably since 10 o'clock in the morning that day. He'd been doing Sky News, Sky Sports News, Sky News Radio, different magazine interviews, and that filming took place at like 5 o'clock or something like that. And then you got Carl Froch, who left his house probably at 9 in the morning, was in a car for 3 hours, then had to do all that kind of stuff. So it was like boiling point, and I personally don't feel like either of them were really rattled. I think George is very smart. He's got a plan inside and outside the ring, and I think Carl's been there before. But I haven't seen Carl rattled like this in any fight I've worked with him, because those fights have been Glenn Johnson, Andre Ward, Lucian Butte, Yusuf Mack, and Mikhail Kessler, and there wasn't that kind of feel to those fights. So this is the first time I've seen him probably outside of his comfort zone, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing the reaction. It's making the fight bigger than I even thought it could be. And I said that I feel this fight will be bigger than Hay Fury, and I do. We've got 3 weeks to go tomorrow, and I think this is going to grow into one of the biggest fights the country's ever seen. I'm excited, and it was, I wasn't looking too much at their faces because I was trying not to laugh most of the time, but Carl was, I saw him, I remember him doing one thing which was like this, and that was probably summed it up, just the relentlessness in the ear of Jules, just going at it, and it was great to watch. I mean, the response has been great. I mean, the great thing about that is Ringside is essentially a magazine show, and it's great that the masses would have watched that. I feel there would have been a new audience to Ringside last night. I haven't got the ratings yet, but I'm sure it did great numbers. So it's great for the sport that these kind of fights can reach out to the masses.
They say they don't hate each other, or Carl says he doesn't. I think
they hate each other.
I mean, yeah.
There was a few things last night I don't hate, but they hate each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they hate each other.
You told me, like I said, a couple of things.
Like I say, you don't see what goes off camera. There were times in that green room where you know when it's about to kick off. You get the feeling whether you're in a bar and you think, oh, I could kick off in a minute, or you're wherever, but it had that feeling last night in the green room. It felt as though it could kick off at any time, and it's intriguing because you've got a young fighter in George Groves, a brilliant young fighter with a huge future, and it's just so unusual to see this fight happen at this time. Do you know what I mean? People sometimes say it's come too early, or it'd be better when George wins a world title or whatever, but how many times do we say that and these big domestic fights don't happen? Now we've got one, and you've got a young fighter in George Groves who really believes he can win this fight. I mean, it's not bullshit, it's not hype coming from him. He said to Johnny Wilson off camera, I just need someone to carry my spit bucket and put my gum shield in, and I've beaten Carl Froch.
What do you think about that? He kind of said that, made that to Carl, that he doesn't need a trainer. Basically, it's just with or without a trainer, with Adam Booth or Paddy Fitzpatrick. That
it's just his belief that he can win this fight. I mean, you've got to understand that him and Adam, I think, have been looking at this fight for years, thinking we'll probably end up fighting him, and now it's here. So they've got a game plan that they've worked on for years, and Adam's probably ingrained in George the belief of how to beat Froch and the belief that he can beat Froch. And like I said, he doesn't believe that Carl Froch can beat him, and he's very convincing. I mean, you have to make Froch a favourite. You have to. And George is going to have to stand up to Carl's shots. And, because like I said, at some stage in this fight, he's going to get hit, George. And it's how he reacts to getting hit that could determine the fight.
We've seen how influential a trainer can be in a boxer's corner in the past. Do you think, what do you think, no Adam Booth in the corner, do you think that he's at a disadvantage in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think it is a disadvantage for George Groves. I think Adam's a brilliant trainer. He's a great tactician as well. But on the other side, George is also very intelligent. And they've worked together for such a long time that they've worked on the tactics to beat him already. For me, the disadvantage comes closer to the fight. It comes in the corner. It comes in the dressing room. It comes with all the things you need, the places where you need to feel confidence and feel belief. Just before the walkout, in the pads on the change room, the sharpness, the word in your ear, and I don't know George's relationship with Paddy Fitzpatrick, so it's difficult to know how close they are, but that's when I think it will make a difference. And on the stall in between rounds, George will have a plan, and I believe the way that George beat De Gale was to work that plan for every minute, every second of every minute of every round against De Gale. And he's going to have to do that against Froch. And it's whether he can maintain that discipline. And I think that's where Adam's very good. But I'm not close enough to tell you how it will affect. But I do think it will have an effect. But George doesn't seem to think so. So who am I to think it might?
All right. Well, bottom line is it was very entertaining. I put it up there with De Gale and Groves and Brook and Khan as well. That was one that I'll put that along there.
George is brilliant entertainment. I mean, look, he did it, against De Gale, and De Gale was piping back, but he kind of he takes the play away. He's a bit like Tyson Fury in that respect. If you're full on, it's very difficult. And you saw us, Hay struggled with Tyson Fury, in my opinion, to sort of there's nothing you can say. It's just blah blah relentlessness, and. Listen, George is making it into a huge event, and two, an intriguing fight, because he's very live in this fight. And the more he shows the belief, the more he'll convince people that he is live in the fight. But this fight's going to do some huge numbers. I mean, you can see that from last night. So, roll on the build-up. We've got loads planned in the build-up to the fight. We've got media lunches. We've got private media workouts, we've got press conferences. It's going to grow and grow and grow, and it's great for boxing.
Okay, moving on. See a press release sent out by Matchroom today saying that Jamie McDonnell will fight on that bill. Can you explain the situation regarding that?
No, I mean, we've been, everyone knows we were involved with Jamie when he had the dispute with the IBF. We gave him some advice there, and I haven't sat down with him and talked through the ins and outs of a deal and a long-term deal, but the opportunity came up for him to box on a show. I think he's a great addition to the card, so I'm happy to do so. We're looking at opponents. We need a real good, strong test for him as he looks back. Lawyers are meeting lawyers next week with the IBF to discuss, which way that's going to go. We still feel that he was treated badly in that respect, and we will fight his corner with him on that. And they've announced Malinga against Hall for the vacant title, so I would expect Jamie to get a shot at the winner. But I think let's get him out in front of 21,000. Let's get him buzzing again. Let's get him fighting again, and look forward to adding him to the show.
So obviously Jamie McDonnell fought on one of your shows before in Sheffield on the undercard of Kell Brook. So he's just fighting on the bill as opposed to.
There's a plan. There's a long-term plan with Jamie McDonnell, which we haven't had the opportunity. I mean, we've got an agreement in principle. How it is cool with me. I'm I don't make fighters sign 30-page contracts and this and that. If they want to leave, they're going to leave anyway. And I don't believe there's any watertight contract in a personal services contract. Because it's so easy to breach one of those contracts that, we have an agreement with a fighter, and again, if they don't want to be a matchroom fighter, they don't want to be a matchroom fighter. I've had issues with, not issues, but I've talked to fighters, and as soon as they tell me, well, I'm talking to a lot of people at the moment, boom, my offer's off the table. You either want to be a matchroom fighter or you don't want to be a matchroom fighter. If you can't see it's the best place to be, then my heart's not going to be in it 100%. If my heart's not in it 100%, you're probably better off not being a matchroom fighter. So, with Jamie, he'll be part of the team moving forward, and we'll sit down and go through a plan. But most importantly, he needs to fight. So we'll give him that opportunity on the 23rd.
Okay. Finally, the show this Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about that. In Hull, Luke Campbell, third professional fight coming up against Lee Connolly. They seem to love Luke Campbell up here, don't they? He seems to have captured the whole audience.
Yeah, it's great to come here because you want to come to cities where there's a passion for bringing an event there. We see it. Sheffield's another good example. It was great last week. Liverpool, Belfast, Glasgow, all these. It's great when you go to a press conference or a weigh-in and there's a couple of hundred people there excited about the show. What you got in Luke Campbell is something very, very real. You've got a role model, you've got an ambassador for the sport, and you've got a tremendous fighter. And the plan really in Hull is to try and build other fighters, other champions, other personalities that can grow with what we're trying to do with Luke. I think Luke's going to get there very quickly. I'm talking about, I think, British title level by the middle to the end of next year. But what we've tried to do on this event is give Sammy and Mamoon a chance to win a Commonwealth title, give Tommy a chance to become world rated, and then we can grow. We can come back here in the spring. But I think with Campbell, people talk about Joshua as a talent, and he is, but we're moving at such a rate with Campbell. Andy Harris, Neil Hepper, they're no mugs. And you look at Lee Connolly, he's a great young fighter. I think gave Paul Appleby a really good fight last time. So really he should give Campbell rounds. He needs rounds, but if Campbell dispatches a Connolly with ease, which I'm not sure he will, then we've got a real problem, because where do we go? We're cracking into the top 10 in the country, and we've got a lot of those top kids in the country as well. You talk about the likes of Scotty Cardle and Martin Ward, and then even beyond that, Anthony Crollo, matchroom fighter. But I think he's showing that he's going to operate at that league quite quickly. And also on the card as well, you've got Towers against Brown. I have no idea which way that fight's going to go. My gut feeling tells me that Towers is going to win, but I don't know. What do you think on that one?
Don't know. Sometimes I sway towards Brown, and then I listen to you sometimes and think, don't know. It is
you sway a lot though, don't you? That's the story of life. But
yeah, I sway a lot. You don't sway. You're just there, aren't you? You're just Team FROCH, aren't you? Who you are.
Well, when he strokes my ear, George didn't stroke my ear.
What would you have done if they'd both done it? Would you have really just got up?
No.
Do you know what? It's weird because you said how can I tell him to fuck off when we're live on camera?
Well,
if another man puts his hand and starts stroking the back of my neck.
But I know it's a wind up, so what he wants is a reaction. So I'm sitting there going, I've looked at him as if to go, mate, please don't do that. And the next alternative was to go, mate, can you fucking stop stroking my neck? But he might have chinned me or something.
Might have done. I don't think so.
He was rattled.
Just moving off subjects a minute. Can you just play a little game with me now?
Go on then.
Can you ring my phone?
Why?
No.
I haven't even got your number. What's your number?
07. Yeah, alright.
Is this new ringtone you got?
No.
Go on. It's better be worth it.
It will be.
Oh, is this the picture?
No.
I've seen this before.
No, you haven't.
Can you see that on there?
Right there. There we go.
Would you say that's the look of love?
It's that look there. It was that look. As if to say,
That look as if to say, mate, seriously, can you get your hand off my shoulder?
No, that's like saying you love me, Carl. You like that, yeah.
I think it's good.
You like that.
I had so many people. I've had so many tweets like the last few days. Like the first one is, oh, what's happened? Is George Groves not a matchroom fighter anymore? And it's like, I'm not going to explain it. That's why I thought I'd wait. But then it's like, and he asked me like 5 times, mate, what's going on? Oh, I can't believe it. It's like, it's quite simple. And the other one was, mate, was Frotch stroking your neck? What the fuck was all that about?
Oi, another thing, finally, live on Sky Sports, you said cunt.
Hey, you can't use that word on here. I said country.
You went cunt country.
Obviously not intentionally, but
And
someone's put that
video.
up on YouTube. Eddie Hearn drops the C-bomb live on Sky Sports. How much time have people got on their
That was
hands?
good though, wasn't it? Because you did.
Oh, when I watched it back last night, I thought... And actually, if you watch it as well, when they show Jamie Moore knocking out Matthew Macklin and his head down, if you watch that clip, accidentally, Jamie Moore kicks him in the head as he walks past, and as he's done it, I said, here, I said to Frotch, see him put the boot in as he walked past, and we were actually filming.
Really?
Great story, wasn't it? What's the plan, Coogie Bear?
Well, usually after a weigh-in, me and you going to have a bit of Nando's.
Yeah, there is a Nando's.
Fancy it?
I do actually. Yeah.
No.
I'm feeling a bit. You know, I've done me knee in. I've got to have an operation next week.
Looks alright to me.
Yeah. I've got to have an operation on Wednesday, and I haven't been out to run, and I feel a bit. You know what I mean? As you know, Coog, without exercise, sometimes you can feel a little bit lethargic. When was the last time you did any exercise?
So this morning,
Doing what?
getting out of my car into your car.
Seriously, when was the last time you did any exercise?
I go for a run every now and again.
That's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard. When was the last time you went for a run?
All
Don't
right.
lie either. When was the last time you went for a run?
When I was at school. Maybe.
Does that not like? Do you
Yeah,
just?
but I don't go for runs.
Yeah, but do you
I
do
don't-
any exercise?
Yeah, I do every
like
now and
what?
again.
Like what? Tell me something.
I'm a power walker.
No, I'm being serious. Do you do any exercise? You don't even walk. You just like drag your heels.
No,
or
I don't.
You
I
do,
walk.
Coog.
No, listen.
Coog, I've seen you. You drag your heels.
Listen, you know what you're trying to do? You're trying to get onto this subject to get you away from stroke gate.
Listen,
Have
I've
you?
explained stroke gate, but I want to talk more about your fitness.
But my
I'm
fitness
concerned.
is
Because
irrelevant.
when we stopped at their services at Cambridge this morning, you had a sausage and egg McMuffin and a breakfast wrap.
I
Half
split
a
with
breakfast
Daz.
wrap.
I didn't realise it was that big. That's why I split it with Daz. You had the same as I did.
No, I had a
Except-
bagel. No cheese.
Oh, then you wished you had the cheese.
It's minging, isn't it?
All right. Well, anything else left to say?
No, heavyweight prize fighter sold out now. Joshua's got some tickets.
Have you
he's selling
confirmed the other names?
Oh yeah, I've got something to say actually. Oh no, I haven't. No, the other names we got Brian Pinto. He's someone who Tris Dixon recommended, big heavyweight. What else was I going to say to you?
You had something to say then, and then you took it back.
No, that was just about prize fighter. The card. We announced the London show. This is another thing. It's like I said we were going to do the press conference on Thursday, and then obviously we had the Sky filming all day, so we didn't do it. So I told someone. People start getting onto me on Twitter. You told us that you were doing it. I said no, but I said sorry because of the Frotch Groves. Then we're going to delay it till Monday.
Did you write that on Twitter though? You were going to
What?
delay it till Monday.
Yeah, someone asked me, so I just I didn't feel the need to come out and say. I didn't think it was going to change anyone's life. It weren't live or
No.
BBC One or anything like that. But
But Monday there's a definite.
Monday we'll announce the December 14th show.
And some interesting news.
Well, that was the Jamie McDONNELL
Okay.
that he's on. So we announced that this morning.
Right.
There'll be another international fight announced for December on Sky. Obviously we've got Golovkin tonight, tomorrow night, and then we will announce the Frotch Groves undercard in full on Wednesday
Okay.
in the morning.
Okay. All right.
I try to give people times of when we announce it. Maybe that's something I shouldn't do
You should
because I
just
put a lot
yeah.
of pressure on myself. To
Yeah, you've
deliver
done
on
it with the
those
Brook
dates.
thing, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still learning though, Coog.
No,
I'm
no.
a rookie.
You're a rookie.
You know what I mean?
You're going to make mistakes, and
I mean, how long will I be in the game?
probably a lot longer than your Sky contract.
No, 3 years. You got 3 more years of me,
At least.
at least.
I like your old man comes on there and gives it, doesn't he?
He was on fire last night.
He was. He has to
wasn't
drop in the basic element of how boxing works.
Someone tweeted me this morning and said, "Will you tell your dad to stop talking about the business and the money side? You know, this is a sport. At the end of the day, he's probably right actually. But he's the main man, my old man. I mean, different league. Proper.
I love the way he drops in. The promoters obviously want to profit.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. But sometimes you have to spell it out in layman's terms, don't you? You know, and that's what I try and do. You know, try to explain our decisions on fights and so forth. Try and make it as transparent as possible, because actually, there's always an explanation for everything we do. So that's why you could ask me a question, and I'll give you a straight answer.
Yeah, kind of like me.
But I've never known you to give one straight answer.
Yeah, but I ask the questions, you give the answers. That's how this works.
I know, but it'd be nice if you could reciprocate that. You know, a little
If like Froch's relationship is at like a 9.5, all right,
bit. With me.
with you, where is my relationship with you? Let's put Froch at 9, because I'd say your parents and your family 10. So where would I
I
fit
think
in?
it's probably around. It's like sort of early 3s or something like that.
3s.
Yeah.
That high?
Yeah. I mean, if I never spoke to you again, I mean, it wouldn't really bother me. I don't particularly like you, but you are a good outlet for what we're trying to do. So there is an element of use for you.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, if we weren't involved with this, you're not someone who I'd particularly want to be my friend.
No. And to be
I'm only
honest,
joking, I feel bad now.
no, listen.
No,
Because I was just going to say, if I didn't know you, I'd just think you were that cringy fucking promoter, cheesy, cringy promoter off the telly. But now I know you.
No, by the way, you ain't really a freak. I'd class you like, yeah, I think you're a mate. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we don't really. We're never out, are we?
No,
We're never out.
We lead different lives, Ed.
Yeah, but I think we've got an understanding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do what you do, I pay your wages, and, you know.
Take it back quickly.
What?
Take it back
Oh,
quickly.
no, I don't really pay your wages.
Yeah.
No, but we get on well, don't we? I mean, we share a love for food, crisps.
Nando's, which you're about to
I
pay
don't
for.
like those cigars you smoke. What are they all about?
Oh, I smoke
Why
them.
do you smoke cigars? Do you like the taste?
Yeah.
Is it more beneficial to your health?
No.
No.
A lot of things aren't, though, are they? The sport you're in isn't beneficial to your health, is it?
Well, in some respects it is. Keeps you fit.
You ain't a boxer. I'm on about you as a promoter. All that money you lose every week.
Got to speculate to accumulate, old boy.
Fair enough.
But this time next year, we'll be millionaires.
All right. Kogan Cassius, Eddie Hearn here, IFL TV. Thank you very much.